Welcome to the violent world of Frank Parker. Strode, the maestro of wrestling. Ooh la la.
Johnny Blast.
Big Willie Blackheart and the Bandit, the Bunkhouse Boys.
Diablo Jr., the best today.
Yeah.
The dark horse of Mountain State Wrestling, Matt Barnett.
Two-time MSW Wrestler of the Year, Chris King.
You know who I am? I'm Ricky Shane.
The Reckoning, Dwayne Tenney.
Pretty boy redneck, sweet Stephen Hensley, saving you from Jonathan Styles 1 week at a time.
Commissioner Larry Light with Director of Security Joe Rage.
One half of the greatest announced team in Southern West Virginia, Jonathan Styles. How you doing, everybody?
Fans, welcome back to another great hour of Mountain State Wrestling. We come to you again this week from Matoka, West Virginia with a great main event. Karl taking on Ricky Shane for the heavyweight title.
Well, I'll tell you right now, that's going to be a great match. That is our main event for this hour.
And also, Skeeter will be taking on Ron Sexton.
I'd just like to say right now, Skeeter, I hope that you get knocked unconscious, and I hope that your career ends tonight. And Ricky Shane, my old friend, I put emphasis on the word old. You don't have a prayer. Psycho Superman, all the way, 2011.
Fans, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with action.
This is Commissioner Larry Light. If your club, or your school, or your civic organization would like to have the great stars of NWA Mountain State Wrestling come to your town, you give us a call at area code 304-673-2054 or check us out on the web at mountainstatewrestling.com.
Good luck, Danny.
Word in edgewise. Not
next week, but right now.
Joe Rage calling out Pitbull Bob Brown after the assault that he put on the last week. As Joe Rage was just trying to do his job.
Come on, Joe!
And Joe Rage is full of rage, but out to answer the challenge, Pitbull Bob Brown.
He's making his way to the ring.
Oh,
and it's on, brother, it is on!
These two men definitely no strangers to brawling. Neither man knows the meaning of the word fear. Joe Rage might want to learn the meaning of the word caution, though, because Bob Brown is the definition of a wild man. And
He's beating him like a brother-in-law.
Rick Orton, good luck prying those two men apart.
Cruz Control making their way to the ring.
Barnett risking his life to break this one up.
I can't believe Cruz Control's out here trying to break it up.
It's breaking down now.
Barnett pulls Joe Rage away. Cruz Control pulls away Bob Brown.
And I tell you, they're really working to separate these two men. They want to get at each other's throats.
And Bob Brown breaks away. He's right back up on top of Joe Rage. And you see the wrestlers and the referee trying to pull these two men apart. No easy task, though.
Referee Hudgens comes out.
It's like a dogfight at Michael Vick's house.
Oh, wait a minute. Come on. He's got past that. That is so last season. Come on, Willie. Show some class. If you're going to sit out here, show some class.
Jonathan Styles, I think you need to take a class and learn the meaning of the word class because we have lots of it. In the ring, however, one thing the referees do not have is control of this situation. Rage is right back on top of him. Bob Brown, though, he is chomping at the bits.
Absolutely. Both these men cannot wait to get on each other. Look, Pitbull Bob Brown just leaping through man to get to Joe Rage.
Absolute chaos.
Laying it in on him, brother.
If you want to know the meaning of the word anarchy, it's a loss of rules. No rules to govern anything. Anarchy, my friends, is what we have in the ring right now.
It's like a no-fly zone over Libya, I'm telling you.
That may be a little too much, Willie.
Back after him again.
Bob Brown.
Back after him.
Bob Brown just flew through the air and nailed Joe Rage with a massive forearm shot to the head. So much anger, so much, no pun intended, rage in that ring right now between these two men.
Pardon our mess, Southern West Virginia. It's the construction reduction event at Lewis Automotive in Beckley. That's right. We've begun construction on the best state-of-the-art facility in order to serve you better. But we must make room. All pre-owned vehicles have been drastically reduced during this event right now. You can drive a pre-owned vehicle from Lewis for as low as $69.95. Only during the construction reduction event. And only at Lewis Automotive in Beckley. Call 1-800-TO-BECKLEY or online at lewisautomotive.com.
For the past 16 years, Mark Hunt has helped hundreds of people who were injured in a car wreck. Mark Hunt and Associates help people put their lives back together after a car wreck. We get cars repaired, medical bills and lost wages paid, and get you the compensation deserved. Call Mark Hunt and Associates. We have the experience to help you when you can't help yourself. Mark Hunt and Associates, 304-344-1800, or on the web at www.markahunt.com.
This is the one-man wrecking crew Bulldozer. I'm letting you know that I'm coming back to Fallsview, West Virginia on Friday, May 13th. Be there or be square because Bulldozer crushes all.
Saturday night, May 14th, Mullins, West Virginia. The Baltimore Bad Boys coming to town, and it don't matter who's in the ring because somebody's going to be a victim.
I'm here with Ron Sexton. Ron, if you have a moment, may I please ask you a question?
You know, Jacques, I'm looking at this wall here, and this wall has probably got more common sense than the people of West Virginia, you know, because it knows when to shut up. And I don't know if the people of West Virginia can take in looking at greatness. So I'll let them see half right now. Skeeter. You know, Skeeter, you've been a thorn in my side for many years. And he's wondering, what is going on? What is going on? He goes crying to the promoter. He goes crying to this person and that person. I don't understand. You know what's going on, Skeeter. And what I did to you last week, oh, that's just a preliminary of what I'm going to do tonight. Tonight, he was foolish enough, Jock, to sign his name on the contract. Say, yes, I'll wrestle Ron Sexton. Yes, I'll wrestle him in the ring here in West Virginia. And I will let the people of West Virginia to see me go down in defeat. Now you're going to look at greatness, folks. You're going to look at greatness because I tell you what, you're all not used to greatness up here. Not one bit whatsoever. Now, I tell you, tonight, you're going to see Skeeter go down. You're going to see the farm boy get plowed under the mat. And he's not going to be able to come out. It's going to be like a coal mine caving in on him. And y'all understand that. You know, get it? Can y'all get that? You know, coal mine caving in? Of course you can and everything. Tell you what, Skeeter. Have I got something in store for you tonight? Have I got it in store for you tonight? I tell you what, Jacques. Call 911. Get the ambulance outside. Skeeter, time's coming. I love talking this wall. It's got intelligence.
I'm here with Skeeter. Skeeter, let's talk about the problem that you have and the history between you and Ron Sexton. Apparently, he just don't like you. For whatever reason it is, I couldn't say. But you two definitely have a history, and he just don't like you. Do you know why? Do you have a clue?
You know what? I have no idea what his problem is. But let me tell you what, Ron Sexton. I'm going to prove to the fans out there that once and for all, we're going to settle the score. I don't know what your problem is, Mr. Sexton. Yes, I call you Mr. because I got respect for my elders. But let me tell you one thing. To get back to the history, yes, Ron and I go back a few matches. I thought for once and for all we settled the score, but apparently we didn't, Mr. Sexton. Well, you know what? This old country boy came here to do what he's going to do best, and that's take care of business, because I don't take things lightly. So you know what? Guess what they say? Country boy can't survive. So Ron Sexton, tonight, you and me, toe-to-toe, nose-to-nose in that squared circle. Let me tell you what. If you don't think it's finished, I'll finish it for you.
Please, not carrying any objects.
Sexton complaining he might have a plow on his tight.
And Ron Sexton and Skeeter circling each other. Skeeter trying to get the fans behind him. Skeeter might want to call the U.S. Army and ask them to stand behind him if he expects to hold his own against Ron Sexton, though. This is going to be a lopsided affair, mark my words. Skeeter does not have what it takes to compete against a man like Ron Sexton. Why would you even make a man like Ron Sexton mad, Willie? Why would you do that? It's like Skeeter's never heard the phrase, don't poke the bear.
That's exactly right. They got a collar and elbow lock up into the turnbuckle now. Referee breaks them up.
Skeeter's so stupid he actually thinks that's a knee and ankle lockup.
Sexton wanting to complain to the referee now.
And Ron Sexton questioning the credibility of our referee.
He's wanting that legal breakup.
You know, I can't really blame Ron Sexton for questioning Rick Orton. Rick Orton is lacking in what you call character.
Rick Orton is not lacking in character. He's a great referee. Under the training and tutelage of senior referee Andrew Gibson, was given the authority in this matchup.
Well, I want to direct you guys right now. If you guys would take a look to the right side of your screen up in the crowd, do you see the yellow jacket? Do you see the yellow mask? Mr. Bulldozer is up here taking notes.
What?
Willie B is absolutely right. Up there, yellow hoodie, biggest day and dominant as they come. The Bulldozer, the man who crushes all. And you gotta wonder what his vested interest is in this contest. Back in the ring though, collar and elbow tie-up. Skeeter comes out on top. Side headlock on Ron Sexton. You see Ron Sexton though, so big and so powerful, he's already pushing Skeeter where he wants him. And he grabs a hold of that hand and pulls that arm up. Skeeter trying to fight down for all he's worth. Ron Sexton though, so big and so strong, Skeeter just didn't have a chance.
Pure strength right there, brother, pure strength.
Absolutely pure strength. You know what I think we're going to see in this contest, gentlemen?
What's that?
Brutality. This is a one-sided affair waiting to happen.
Well, I don't know. Skeeter, he's a little strong himself, but, you know, body odor ain't everything.
That's true. Say what you will, you can't send a skunk up against a tank and expect to see a pretty ending.
Now, wait a minute. You guys are not giving Skeeter the credit is due. Last week, Steve, we sat here and we talked about the strength that comes from doing country farm work. And that's something that Skeeter has.
I don't know about lockup.
Skeeter, great armbar combination wrist lock there, torquing away on the arm of Ron Sexton. And that's a good strategy for him. As strong as Ron Sexton is, you definitely want to dissect a body part and do it quick. And you want to take away one of those arms. Because if Ron Sexton grabs a hold of you with him, he is going to crush you.
Well, like we said at the
beginning. Did he say he's going to say Uncle Skeeter?
Yes, he did.
Skeeter?
Uncle Skeeter.
Is Skeeter looking for his Uncle Skeeter, who might also be his grandfather?
No, wait, no, that's not. Why don't we show some respect there, Steve? Come on.
In West Virginia, you never know.
I thought I was showing respect. I did my homework. I actually looked at his family tree.
Straight line?
Much like yours.
But, you know, we talked at the beginning of the match how Ron Sexton is built. He's built for strength. Now he's working on that strength. He's weakening the best part of him. He's got the upper body strength, and he's weakening it down.
Absolutely. And the other thing you got to remember about a guy like Ron Sexton is that's not all show and no go. I mean, Ron Sexton does have great flexibility to be able to perform some of the submission maneuvers and power moves that we have seen come out of him in the previous week.
Good Lord, though. Did you see that? Ron Sexton just shoved his own shoulder into the turnbuckle so he could knock Skeeter back with all of his power and momentum, and Skeeter just got caught with a stiff shot there. Ron Sexton not feeling a thing, and it's very evident by the way Skeeter is holding his face. He feels like he just got hit by a 2x4.
Now now Ron Sexton in complete control of this matchup as he goes to work on Skeeter, just measuring him there, popping him right behind the ear. That's a surefire way to get cauliflower ear, gentlemen.
You know, I heard that Skeeter originally had 5 ears. Ron Sexton's already knocked 3 of them off.
Oh.
Covered by Skeeter. You know, I gotta give credit where credit's due. I don't like Skeeter, but he is surprisingly doing a great job of staying a step ahead of Ron Sexton for the moment.
Now, why can't you give him credit where credit is due? Skeeter's a fantastic competitor here in Mountain State Wrestling.
I was giving him credit. I said surprisingly, he's been able to hold on to control.
Then drop the adverb.
Going back to the basics, keeping with that headlock.
Surprisingly is the key word in that. I didn't expect to see this. Willie didn't expect to see this. Skeeter didn't truly expect to be in control this long. You can see fear in his eyes. He might be stupid, but even he likes to survive.
There's a little bit of mat wrestling right there, keeping him down.
But Ron Sexton, once again, quick to the kick out. Very, very strong. And Skeeter.
He's got his hands up like 1930s boxing style.
Ron Sexton, though, he's smiling too.
Sexton's already thinking. Skeeter's ready for a fight. Sexton's thinking about the next wrestling move.
And that's the thing, you being a veteran like that in the ring, Willie, you can speak to this. You got to think sometimes 2, 3, 4 moves ahead.
Exactly. This is the human chess game.
This is the biggest mistake of Skeeter's career, trying to match strength with Ron Sexton. You know, the last time I saw anything that looked like this is when my cousin George got into Pappy Still, and we talked him to going out and poking away at a bear and wrestling him.
Exactly.
Spent 3 weeks in the hospital. I think Skeeter might spend 3 months.
Is he working his way back?
He's trying.
Skeeter was something out of nowhere.
Good Lord!
What a fantastic drop kick by Skeeter.
Took
and
him
out of
off
the
his
ring goes
feet.
Ron Sexton.
And Ron Sexton is very frustrated, and Skeeter is very, very hesitant to go to the outside. You see the fist draw.
Here he comes now.
He took his time, though. That's a mistake. Sexton's a veteran. You don't want to let a veteran have his moment to regroup. He'll turn things around in a heartbeat.
7 minutes down, 3 minutes left to go between these men.
3 minutes remaining in this TV time limit.
And I got to ask you, Willie, when you're a wrestler in that ring and you hear that time announced, what does that do? Is that a psychological factor?
You know you got to pull the win off. You only got a certain amount of time. You got to get it done because, brother, when you go to the pay window, whether you draw, whether you lose, it's not the greatest. It's when you win is when you get the big money.
And Sexton on top of things, and you see him just pushing down on Skeeter's upper body, driving that throat over the middle rope, and Skeeter, wind supply cut off firmly there, and he's spinning a little bit there. That's not a good sign.
No, it's not.
Hammering away on him.
Skeeter's oxygen.
Hammering's putting it lightly. He's crushing him.
Oh,
there's the ear ringer.
Once again, Sexton crushes Skeeter between those legs and drives him down into the mat. Sexton making use of every bit of his strength. He has a very strong lower body. You can see the definition on those quadriceps and calves. And the lower body, we don't talk about a lot in the sport, but the lower body is a lot stronger than the upper body. And he's taking full advantage of everything here.
Absolutely. Oh, face full of turnbuckle there.
Skeeter reversed things out of nowhere.
And now Skeeter back in control and trying to garner a victory and put away Ron Sexton, but Ron throwing him outside of the ring.
That's right, Ron Sexton, once again, veteran instincts. It's what my good friend Mr. Blackheart here would call being a ring general, and he's been a ring general for a long time.
Absolutely, you are correct, Outlaw.
But unlike guys like the Juicer and the Patriot, with age for Ron Sexton comes wisdom. With age for Ron Sexton comes wins.
Hammering away on him now. Forearms to the back, forearms are legal.
And Sexton dumps him back into the ring.
We're down to 1 minute remaining in this TV time limit.
What? What?
Was that a count out?
Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? What? What?
No way! No way!
I am absolutely beside myself. That was the most biased BS call I have ever seen.
That's not even true. No, wait a minute. That's not even true. If Ron Sexton would not have worked.
He's got the slot bucket. He's got the slot bucket. He's got the Jonathan Styles Happy Meal.
No.
Skeeter's family's going to starve for a week if he doesn't get out there and grab that. You see Skeeter, though, he isn't eager to go out there.
Ron Sexton in jubilation over getting the slot bucket. Skeeter garnering the victory, but losing one of his favorite possessions. He looks dismayed. He looks beside himself.
And Ron Sexton has accomplished his goal. He might have lost the match today, but he's right back inside of Skeeter's head, causing him misery. Good for him.
And look at the frustration of him.
I am here with the Baltimore bad boy, Andy Awesome. Andy, you got an upcoming match, and the title is on the line with the Dark Horse. You might possibly, very well, become the new NWA Mountain State Wrestling Junior Heavyweight Champion. What is on your mind?
Matt Barnett. I am a former 2-time junior heavyweight champion. I am a 9-time tag team champion and a former television champion, which I should still be. Today, you're going to find out, like once before, we've had a past, and today it's going to end. Because not only am I going to hurt you, I'm going to put you out and take the junior heavyweight title.
I'm here with the Dark Horse, Matt Barnett. Matt, you will be wrestling today the Baltimore bad boy, Andy Awesome, and that title is on the line. Yeah. Do you think he will beat you?
Do I think he'll beat me? You're crazy, Jock. Really, you're crazy. Listen, it seems like just a few months ago, I was facing Andy Awesome for the junior heavyweight title. And then just recently, Andy Awesome was wrestling for the television title, which really should have been my match for the title. And now Andy Awesome's lost that belt, and he's coming for the junior heavyweight title again. But he's not going to get it because the Dark Horse isn't giving up this title anytime soon. The Dark Horse is going to keep this title for a long, long time. And then the Dark Horse is going to come for a guy named Craig Classic for the NWA Junior Heavyweight World title.
You expect that 5-year-old in the baseball cap to come running in the rings and perform a shooting star press to help you win the match? I don't see it as likely.
Well, this is my favorite division of all, the junior heavyweights. The lighter, the faster, the more equipped younger men.
I remember when you used to dominate this division.
Absolutely. I was the greatest North American junior heavyweight champion of all time.
I grew up watching you on TV. This is the first time I ever saw a 450 splash.
Exactly.
The referee checking Matt Barnett. That's a wise decision. You can't trust a man like Matt Barnett.
Did he just check his flap?
Yes, he did.
Sure did. Barnett all smiles at the moment. That's not going to last for long. Andy Awesome brings him right down to the mat. Arm drag out of that collar and elbow tie-up position. Matt Barnett right back up to his feet, but Andy Awesome immediately circling him.
Collar and elbow lock up now.
And I tell you what, Andy Awesome, no stranger to the junior heavyweight championship reign. 2-time champion.
What the hell is that?
It's Matt Barnett showboating. He's the captain of showboating.
Well, Matt Barnett does take liberties when it comes to maneuvers.
Well, you see where that got him. Andy Awesome in firm control. Great wrist lock combination armbar. And he's focusing a lot of pressure on that forearm of Matt Barnett. Torquing it back, holding on to it, doing a lot of damage to that elbow. Barnett picks him up there from that position. Plants him down, hooks the leg.
Kicks out of it.
Matt Barnett goes to a front face lock. Andy Awesome trying to reach.
If he just diggled just a little bit deeper right across the throat, he'd get a good guillotine going on.
Andy Awesome trying to jockey for position. Finds a way out.
Good reversal.
He's holding on to that wrist lock, but Barnett, he reverses it right back at him.
Yeah, Barnett, master of the reversals. Very big in the film library. I've seen him many times at the Mountain State Wrestling headquarters, just pulling tapes off the wall and continuously studying matches from that you can see, great matches in history that are now up on mountainstatewrestling.com, thanks to the members of Cucumber and Company.
But as much as Matt Barnett studies, you see who's in control right now. Andy Awesome holding on to that side headlock despite Matt Barnett's attempts to lift him up and potentially go for a suplex reversal. Nope. Andy holds on and just brings him on down. A lot of leverage there for him now. Andy Awesome in great control, repeatedly forcing Barnett's arm down to the mat. Barnett reverses though. I think he tried to pull the tights there.
We got some good basic wrestling going on from a headlock to a front face lock.
Absolutely.
And Barnett
now back in control with the wrist lock. And, oh, what a rake! Look at Andy Awesome raking the eyes. What is that?
No, I said good basic wrestling.
That's not basic wrestling. That is cheating.
It is where Willie Blackheart comes from.
Hey, it is what it is.
Church. Barnett, for the moment at least, in control of this one. After a flurry of offense by Andy Awesome, but Andy Awesome.
Great head scissors by Andy Awesome.
You want to talk about a great reversal now, Jay Styles?
Absolutely. Andy Awesome is another man who I've seen in the Mountain State Wrestling offices. Usually he's complaining to Leonard Sims about his paydays, but from time to time he does hit the library.
Well, he should complain. He deserves more money than he's being paid. It's not like he's Matt Barnett. Matt Barnett nipped right out of that one and dives down.
Right into that headlock.
Andy Awesome, though, trying to make his way back up to his feet, from a kneeling position back up to his feet. He's got Barnett against the ropes, sends him off. Barnett comes off, head of steam, and a massive shoulder block by Matt Barnett brings Andy Awesome down to the mat. Barnett right on top of him with a forearm blow to the back. Sends Awesome off the ropes. And a great flying heel kick to the mouth of Andy Awesome, it appeared.
Well, you got to give Barnett credit. He wouldn't be champion for nothing, and he walked in with the title. But, you know, Awesome is a former junior heavyweight champion, so he knows exactly what it takes to take that title away from him.
And now, Barnett back in control of this match. Now, wait a minute. Now, Andy Awesome is trying to damage the kidneys of Matt Barnett. I can't say I agree with that.
Why? It's a strategy. It's an effective one at that. He's back in control of this thing. You know, the one thing that surprises me in this match is we're watching a junior heavyweight match, but we've seen a lot of mat wrestling, a lot of rest holds. Neither man wants to let the other man catch on fire. Barnett's been putting it off for a while. You see Andy Awesome with a great double axe handle smash. That's the reason why you don't want one of these guys to get ahead of steam and get flying around that ring, because it's very hard to stop once it starts. Andy Awesome absolutely in control at this point. Driving another forearm yet again down on the back of Matt Barnett. Repeated blows there, and you see Barnett holding that right side of his back, that trapezius muscle, holding onto his neck, and Andy Awesome noticed it, and he's going for a great vice there, just torquing away at the neck of Barnett, potentially raking the eyes, I hope.
I wonder if that's something he learned on the streets of Baltimore.
Well, he is the Baltimore bad boy.
What a wicked elbow by Andy Awesome.
Near fall there. Barnett's in trouble here. He needs to find a way to turn this one around quick. Kick out again by Barnett. Andy Awesome frustrated, but he stays focused. He's right back on top of Barnett. Brings him back up to a vertical base. Sends him off the ropes. Drop kick straight to the chest of Barnett. Goes for the cover again. Hooks the leg. 2 count. Almost a 3 count. Just a little short there. This one could have been over.
Boots right to the eyeballs.
And Barnett holding that eye. You impair a man's vision, it's even harder for him to compete.
Absolutely.
Especially after being dominated for such a long period of time.
And now Andy Awesome with those clubbing forearms in the corner. And like you said, Steve, we haven't seen a lot of high-flying maneuvers out of this match. Both men are performing what some would call a mat technician's wrestling style out here this morning.
Well, they're keeping it very close to the vest, and I think that's a lot of the reason is because so much is on the line here. Neither man wants to miscalculate or miss a step. They've been in the ring before. They fought each other before. They've lost before. They've won before. Andy Awesome lost his mask as Diablo Jr. And then became the Baltimore Bad Boy. He lost his
Barnett, by the way.
He lost his junior heavyweight title to Barnett, but Barnett's lost matches to Andy Awesome before too. They're very familiar with each other. I think that's why we're seeing the change in game plans as Barnett, with a huge momentum shift, just leveling away at Andy Awesome. Repeated uppercuts in the corner there, and he's sending Awesome out of that corner into the opposite one. And it looks like he's going to come flying out of that one. Head of steam, fantastic flying body smash, hooks the head, side headlock, runs out, bulldog.
Great bulldog by Matt Barnett.
Drives him right to the mat.
Great finds the leg, 2 count only though.
He only got the 2 count.
Barnett looking on in what some would call disbelief, but really at this point, he's so tired, he's wondering, and he's had so much damage done. He's trying to figure out a way to not incur too much damage too soon. Yeah, he got ahead of momentum, but he doesn't want to let go too soon. And going right back to a rest hold is a great tactic for him. You hear Andy Awesome screaming in pain there.
Working a double chicken wing.
And he tries to roll back with Awesome into a pinfall attempt, but he rides right on top of him instead. And you see the positioning of his hands just driving more and more force with his hands into the lower back, pulling those arms further and further away from their point of origin.
Oh, he's really rinsing it out on him.
Absolutely. He's always trying to make those.
And this is quite the precarious position for Andy Awesome to be in.
Absolutely. It's like almost like a yoga pose. He's trying to push both shoulder blades together. And Matt Barnett, being the self-proclaimed submission specialist that he wants me to call him now.
And Barnett sends Awesome off the ropes, attempts a hip toss.
Reversal.
And Andy Awesome comes out of that one on top. It's right back to the veteran instincts. Yeah, Barnett's accomplished a lot in a short amount of time, and yeah, he's familiar with his opponent.
DDT.
But Awesome is the veteran. And he just spiked him there good.
2. Count of 2.
Barely a kick out, though. Barnett suffered a lot in this contest. Awesome, scaling the ropes, middle turnbuckle.
Now comes into the high flying. We talked about mat wrestling earlier. Now they're getting into the high flying. Awesome's up on the turnbuckle.
Awesome flies up.
He caught him.
Fireman's carry position. Barnett.
Airplane spin.
He's twirling him around.
Bulldozers coming out of the crowd.
Come in.
Bulldozers coming out of the crowd.
And Bulldozer in the ring. Barnett made a drastic mistake there. Last week, Bulldozer made a statement on the television champion, and it looks like this week he has his sights set on the junior heavyweight champion. And Barnett now finds himself in the same spot Scotty Reigns did this week. And just like last time, Dust Cloud Powerbomb. And Matt Barnett, in the words of Jacques Moliere, he doesn't say many things right, but I'll give him credit. That doesn't tickle.
And now Bulldozer wanting the microphone again for another week.
This show sucks because you got champions like him that can hang out just like that.
Absolutely right, Mr.
Last week was Scotty Reigns. Tonight, it was you. Come on, champ. Get up. Get up. Come on. Come on, champ. Come on. Get up. You ain't worth touching me. Like I said, Myers.
Ladies and gentlemen, ooh la la, Strozilla, Stro, the Maestro of Wrestling, coming to you Friday, May 13th, Falls View, West Virginia. Bring your mamas, bring your papas, grandbabies, grandmas, grandpas, bring them all down. We're going to have a good time, West Virginia style. Ooh la la.
Mullins, West Virginia, May 14th, NWA Mountain State Championship Wrestling is coming back. That means the Iceman.
They've done a very good job of doing that week in, week out. Of course, the Bunkhouse boys have done a good job of dishing it back. But this situation, this is trouble. This is the definition of trouble.
Willie, I thought handicap tag rules were going to apply, but it looks like when it comes to dealing with Cruz Control, there are no rules.
Absolutely none. You can't tell Cruz Control what to do if you want it to do. You can say rule book, they'll say, what's that?
Okay.
Willie's
Power of Big Willie Blackheart as he just pushes Robbie Cruz back into that corner. The tag brings in Sean Cruz now.
Sean Cruz circling Willie Blackheart. Collar and elbow tie up. Blackheart stronger of the two men though. Hip tosses Sean Cruz out of that collar and elbow tie up. Sean Cruz, I believe he's a little bit surprised by that one. Caught slightly off guard there. Robbie claiming that Willie pulled Sean Cruz's hair. I'm not sure if that's even possible, but if anybody could do it, Willie could do it. He's good at everything he does.
Absolutely. I tell you, I know that this is one of your favorite boys out there, and the power of Big Willie Blackheart.
These are three of my favorite boys.
And a great hip toss.
I really, 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 really wish that was Matt Barnett in this handicap situation. Having said that, Willie Blackheart definitely holding his own.
As Cruz Control goes out to regroup.
And Cruz Control taking full advantage of that 10 count to regroup. This is a little bit of a distraction technique. Get Willie looking one way instead of the other, but Willie, very smart, finds himself in the neutral position in the middle of those ropes where they can't sneak up on him. Hits Sean Cruz, but...
And I was going to say, he tried to get the big hand into Sean Cruz, but as he does, he gets double teamed as Robbie Cruz goes to the outside.
And Sean, that was a huge uppercut. Running back into that corner, giant forearm smash. Pulls Willie out by the hair. Kicks him straight in the head. Very similar to the Yakuza style kick used by many Japanese wrestlers.
Sean Cruz holding open the ribcage area, which allows Robbie Cruz to do even further damage.
Rake at the eyes.
As he kicks the inside of Big Willie Blackheart, now choking. Big Willie Blackheart. Fans, you don't want to go anywhere. We got a great event. Ricky Shane will be taking on Karl for that for the TV time remaining heavyweight title match. Comment from Steve. And now Sean Cruz biting Big Willie Blackheart. I wonder if Big Willie Blackheart tastes like barbecue sauce. I saw him at the commissary table this morning. And he got himself a big old plate of ribs back there.
Willie missed big there. Sean Cruz with the knee straight to the back. Forearm blows to the upper back. Pulls him into his corner. Tags into Robbie Cruz. Robbie Cruz steps through the ropes. Takes his time. Repeat a series of forearms to the back of Willie Blackheart. Brings him down to kneeling position. Kick to the abdomen. And Robbie Cruz having some words with Rick Orton. You see Sean Cruz over there checking on Willie, making sure he's still in this one, testing his motor skills and his reflexes. Who am I kidding? He's mixing it up dirty. All the three of these guys like to do it that way.
Absolutely. None of these men are above using the rule book to their advantage and throwing that thing right out the window.
Throwing it out the window. Heck, Sean and Robbie will throw it right back in your face.
No kidding. And the tag brings in Sean Cruz. Big Irish whip.
Double team there. Sean Cruz.
Flash by Sean Cruz and Robbie following it up.
With a forearm smash. Giant big boot to the head. Good Lord. This is tag team wrestling at its finest from a double team standpoint. Grant, Willie doesn't have anybody there to be his corner man right now. That's unfortunate for him. But as a tag team, Sean and Robbie are doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing.
Absolutely. And that's what Willie really needs right now. He needs that fresh man. He needs the bandit. And I have to tell you, Steve, there are rumors going around that Cruz Control ran Big Willie Blackheart's partner off the road this morning as they were coming to the show.
That would be unfortunate. I don't know how much veracity there is behind that story, but that's something we're going to have to find out more about later. But the tale of the tape right now, Sean and Robbie Cruz, they found an opening, they found a moment, and they picked it, and they've been doing a great job. Willie's finding out for all he's worth, but he is in a trouble situation.
Well, he is definitely in a trouble situation. He's going to have to work to get some offense. He's going to have to knock one of the Bunkhouse Boys rivals out of the ring if he's going to get any offense. But the power that Big Willie Blackheart has been helping him feverishly in there.
Sean and Robbie, double team Irish whip, double clothesline. Willie Blackheart back down on the mat again. 1, 2.
2 count only.
Willie kicks out by the skin of his teeth. Now, I love his heart, but I got a question. How much has he got left? How much can you really want to kick out of that, knowing that you get an advantage? Yeah. There's going to be a fresh man waiting behind you, though, to take your head off. Sean Cruz sitting on Willie Blackheart's back there with that modified camel's clutch maneuver.
Absolutely. For the fans at home that don't know, that maneuver does a lot more than what you think it does. Why don't you enlighten the fans, Steve, over this to all some of the just the finer points of the anatomy that are being torn apart right now by that camel clutch.
Well, right now, primarily, we're looking at the neck and the lower back, trapezius muscles. We got sternocleidomastoid hurting a heck of a lot right there. We got Sean Cruz hopping on your back, adding insult to injury there. He's going to pull on the hair. Just pull Willie Blackheart straight back. Now he's pulling away on the face, and it's all modified camel's clutch. Neck back, neck back. Gouging away at the eyes. This is unfortunate for Willie.
Absolutely. 3 minutes. Tag brings back the Sean Cruz now.
Sean, lateral press there. Willie kick out, though, with authority.
Willie still has a lot left in the gas tank. The Cruz brothers are going to have to really do something if they were going to expect Big Willie Blackheart to submit. Right now.
I don't know if you can tell from here, but Robbie not entirely seen on the back. He's chosen to take a more vertical base to pull on Willie's neck. And that might actually be more painful because he's pulling up from a higher point of pressure.
Absolutely. The tag brings Sean Cruz back in. And now using the hair to bring up
2 minutes remaining.
Big Willie Blackheart. As he
reversal by Blackheart.
And Big Willie Blackheart now back into the control of this match, ladies and gentlemen. As the referee getting knocked out. You have to question whether or not the Cruz brothers plan to take this to their advantage. And a low blow. Well, it looked like a low blow from my vantage point.
Nope. Dove straight to the knee there. A lot of damage to that knee for Willie Blackheart, a man who's already had knee surgery previously. This is unfortunate. This isn't what we wanted to see, but Sean and Robbie Cruz.
Unfortunately, despicable. And wait a minute, are they going to set up for it?
Sure are. They just cracked those chairs over top of Willie Blackheart's head. Willie Blackheart falling to the mat. The ref's going to wake up. 1, 2. That's going to be it. This is unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunate. Unfortunate that the call that chair right there. I have to question how they were able.
So the no question or what? No?
Now look at this. Just shoving that chair in the face of Big Willie Blackheart. Referee Rick Orton getting thrown out.
Well, if Sean and Robbie aren't going to shy away from hurting Willie Blackheart, they certainly aren't going to shy away from hurting an official. This is statement time for them all the way around. Measures.
Oh.
Sean Cruz having the time of his life. Robbie Cruz having the time of their life. This is brotherly bonding for these men, and this is an unfortunate outcome for Willie. Willie might need some medical attention after this one. This is horrible.
All right, fans, we'll be right back with the main event. Karl, Ricky Shane, heavyweight title on the line.
Pardon our mess, Southern West Virginia. It's the construction reduction event at Lewis Nissan in Beckley. That's right. We've begun construction on the best state-of-the-art facility in order to serve you better. But we must make room. Get 0% APR plus huge discounts on all new Nissans. Right now, you can drive a new 2011 Nissan Rogue reduced to only $20,620. Act today and get the most value for your trade in the area. Guaranteed. Only at Lewis Nissan in Beckley. Call 1-800-TO-BECKLEY or online at lewisnissan.com.
How you doing, everybody? I'm Jacques Moliere. Just let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a nunchuck master, and I represent NWA Mountain State Wrestling. Hoo-yah!
I'll tell you this, I just beat two of the biggest stars in Mountain State Wrestling, as in Bulldozer and Pitbull Bob Brown. Now, Karl, you walk around real happy with that strap, but for one thing, I never lost that strap. That's rightfully mine, and after I put your shoulders to the mat, it will be on my shoulder one more time.
This match is scheduled for one fall with TV time remaining. It is the main event. First, in this one right here, Ricky Shane. Second, introducing Karl. Roughing this match, Henry Higgins.
Jonathan Styles, I apologize for my delay getting back out here, but you've got to understand my concern for Willie's well-being after what just happened.
Well, I was more concerned that you skedaddled down to the bathroom after you examined Willie. And I have to question whether or not you were nauseated by the behavior of Cruz Control in that last match.
Jay Styles, I'm not going to lie to you. I've got an internal conflict here. I like seeing mean, I like seeing rough, but I don't like seeing people that I care about get hurt out there. And make no mistake about it, Willie Blackheart and the Bandit, they've been in my corner for a long time. I've been in their corner for a long time. I mean, no disrespect to Ricky and Karl, especially to Karl, the heavyweight champion of the Mountain State, but just a horrible situation what we just had happen out here.
And I tell you, that is really, it is really mind-blowing. I cannot believe that Cruz Control was able to get away with it. And now Ricky Shane in control with a side headlock in this big main event for the NWA Mountain State Wrestling heavyweight title.
And you want to talk about familiarity, these guys just finished a best-of-5 series. Karl came out on top, and then Karl became the heavyweight champion. But Ricky Shane's been there before. He never lost that heavyweight title, and he would love to get what he believes is rightfully his back in his possession.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Ricky Shane, no stranger to heavyweight gold, no stranger to TV gold or tag gold. Ricky Shane, a very accomplished champion here in Mountain State Wrestling.
Ricky Shane in firm control for the moment.
And
nice there.
Going back to what you were saying, Steve, Ricky Shane did not lose that night, and you have to wonder if that was the rift that did break up the faction that he was in and made him see the light finally.
Well, it was mostly Ricky's selfishness.
Ricky's selfishness, my eye.
Whatever. Get your eyes checked. Let's get back to the action in the ring. Ricky Shane, fantastic sequence of mat wrestling maneuvers, comes out on top, great arm bar. And he's on a sitting position on Karl's back, but Karl wisely does the best thing he can do there and just sticks that arm out, grabs a hold of that rope. It's not fancy, it's not flashy, it is effective though.
Karl claiming he's going to be able to slow him down. Karl not even in control of this match. And I have to question, how is it that Karl thinks he's going to get control of this match if he just lingers around the outside of the ring.
Well, what Karl's doing right now is not making a mistake. He's taking his time. He's regrouping. Ricky Shane, he was in control last time he was in the ring. Karl doesn't want to make that mistake again. So he came in with a game plan. He performed a great scientific maneuver. He went straight to his headbutts, and now Karl's in control.
Absolutely. Karl. Yeah, one scientific maneuver is a rake of the eye, Steve.
Well, I would call that a great scientific maneuver. I mean, he is, after all, in control right now. There's definitely a science to it. And you see, there's a great scientific maneuver. How about a side Russian leg sweep? How do you like that one?
But that's like calling a hair pull a great scientific maneuver or a choke a great scientific maneuver, Steve.
Well, they are.
They are not. And now Ricky Shane in control, taking the legs out of Karl, which is a excellent tactic. The submission expert that Ricky Shane is, as he dismantles the knee of Karl.
Ricky Shane drives that knee into the hamstrings of Karl and to the side of the knee there. Right back to work.
And I gotta tell you, the other thing you gotta think about with the way where Ricky's driving that knee with that close to the hamstring, you're also dealing with some major arteries right by the hamstring. So you'll be seeing some circulation issues in the long run for Karl.
Lateral press, near 3 count.
Referee claiming that it was a 2 count only.
I'm pretty sure it was a 3 count, but
Ricky Shane
match goes on, I guess. Karl.
Ricky Shane trying to make sure that he doesn't end up going right here in the center of the ring.
Karl in firm control for the moment. He's cutting off that airflow, and you see Ricky, he's starting to fade there. And he's got to make it back up to his standing position. Step 1, kneeling position, he's got it down. Ricky's a veteran, so step 2, back up to his feet. He fires away with an elbow to the abdomen of Karl, forces him against the ropes, sends him off.
Oh, a fantastic clothesline by Ricky Shane.
Karl flat on the mat. Ricky goes for a cover, but Karl, kick out.
2 count only.
Those are the instincts of not only a veteran, but a heavyweight champion and the first Grand Slam champion in the history of Mountain State Wrestling.
Absolutely, and that's a big feather in the cap of Karl to be the first ever Grand Slam champion.
And the only one.
Yeah. I remember when Karl made his debut, there were many naysayers that felt that Karl would be a flash in the pan here in Mountain State Wrestling, and man, has he proved them wrong. If anything, to give Karl credit.
And you absolutely should. He's the heavyweight champion. He's a psycho Superman. My boy Karl, I love you, man. I'm very proud of you. And you see Karl rocketing Ricky Shane from that corner into the opposite one with such tremendous force that Ricky Shane just flew back out of it. And Karl right back on the attack, jumping down the lower back of Ricky Shane, pulling away on the chin.
Ricky says no, he's not going to submit. Big submission maneuver applied by Karl as he sits on that back and stretches the back muscles as well when he pulls back on that chin. Ricky's got to be in some real pain here.
Ricky trying to get back up.
Ricky trying to slowly work his way
Incredible strength by Ricky Shane. Ricky Shane's got him up, and he falls back. And this might be the opportunity he's been waiting for. Can he turn it around?
Great Lincoln's mullet. Does he pull out an amazing maneuver there?
Karl, big boot to the chin of Ricky Shane.
And wow, slam by Ricky Shane.
And Karl got caught big time there. And it's do or die time for Ricky Shane. This is the opening he has been waiting for. If he's going to turn it around, it needs to be right now.
Absolutely.
Referee up to a 4 count. Who's going to be the first man to his feet? Ricky, first man signs life, grabs a hold of that rope to help pull himself up. But Karl's not far behind him.
Hey, then Becky gets back to his feet. And look at him just hit away, back and forth like 2 gladiators in combat.
Well, back and forth is debatable. Ricky Shane did an effective job of blocking a lot of shots en route to that back elbow. Hooks the leg. 2 count only.
But Ricky Shane still in control. Great double underhook suplex by Ricky Shane. 2 count only again, though. You gotta wonder, what is it gonna take for Ricky Shane to go home victorious? What is it gonna, another, what you would call scientific move right to the eyes.
It's a great scientific maneuver. Put a hold right to the momentum as Karl picks him up, slams him down to the canvas forcefully, and now he's climbing the ropes. So on the middle ropes, waiting for Ricky Shane, but Ricky Shane up to his feet, drop kicks, I believe, the ankle of Karl there. Karl stuck up on that rope, drop kicks the other one.
And now Karl on the feet on the bottom rope says, Ricky Shane, code breaker.
Good Lord Almighty.
Can Ricky Shane capitalize? Can he win? Can he go home victorious? Can he be the champion? 1, 2. No, Karl gets his hands to the ropes. Unbelievable, fans.
Karl making his way out to the ring. This will give him the time he needs to regroup and get back into this one. And you can say whatever you want about wanting to see him stay in the ring, but Karl's being very smart.
Karl's doing the same thing he did last week. What a cowardly human being this man is.
I don't know what you mean by that, Jonathan Styles. If he's doing the same thing he did last week, he's doing what he needs to do to walk out here with the championship.
I'm doing the smart thing.
That's right.
Keeping the title.
That's right. Save that all-out effort for the high-profile match, my friend. You call the shots. You're the champ. You know the rule book.
What a wimp. What a cowardly, what a yellow streak man.
But you see Leonard Sims in the background here, looking on in disbelief that Karl's walking away from this one. And he doesn't look too happy about it. Karl doesn't look like he cares, though.
Mullins, West Virginia, May 14th. NWA Mountain State Championship Wrestling is coming back. That means the Iceman's coming back, which means competition at its finest will be there. Check out all the stars, baby, but make sure you check out the Iceman first. See you, Mullins. Love you. May 14th. Be there.
Fantastic hour of Mountain State Wrestling action we had. I've been here with the Outlaw Rockstar the entire time. What about the big announcement by Leonard Sims, Steve?
Well, it's a big announcement. Karl, 2 weeks, he's going to defend against Ricky Shane and the Maestro of Professional Wrestling. 3-way match, no disqualifications, no countout. But I'm going to tell you this right now, no disqualification, no countout. That favors anyone in that contest. It's going to be Karl. He's going to walk out just like he did the last 2 weeks as the heavyweight champion of Mountain State Wrestling.
And what about Skeeter losing his bucket to Ron Sexton, John?
Well, that sure does suck for Skeeter. Ron Sexton got his bucket. He sure does.
And fans, you're going to definitely want to keep track of that feud.
That's right, because if Skeeter doesn't get that bucket back, his family won't be able to eat for the next week.
Aw! That's... I'm not even going to dignify that with it. I'm not going to dignify it. I'm not going to dignify that with a response. The only thing I'm going to do is now thank our sponsors, WVQuitline.com, the West Virginia Quit Line, Mark Hunt and Associates, Lewis Automotive, and Kramer Securities. Thank you for your continued support of Mountain State Wrestling. We'll be back next week from Summersville, West Virginia. This is Jonathan Styles saying it ain't no crime to tune in next time.
Cameraman, get a good shot of it. 10 pounds of leather and gold synonymous with greatness. This is NWA Mountain State Wrestling on Fox 59.